As I typed my reply, I suddenly remembered the strange email I'd received, warning me about this person. I went back and reread it. Still vague, still presenting more questions and no answers. Should I take this anonymous warning at face value and just ignore SG65? I decided to go check him out. His address was rather busy street in the middle of a dense residential area, not some shack out in the woods, and I can handle myself if he's weird. I can just fuck out of there. Before long, I arrived at the house at the agreed time. It was a duplex-style house, with one apartment on the ground floor and one on the second floor, part of a row of several identical duplexes. It was the middle of the afternoon. There was plenty of traffic on the street, and the occasional person out on their porch, or in their backyard. I pulled up on the driveway to the parking area behind the house, got out and knocked on the door. The guy that answers was pretty normal, kind of mousy looking, probably in his 40s. Slight, slim build, soft spoken, look like any guy working in an office cubicle somewhere. Not really my type, but honestly, my curiosity piqued, and I had nothing better to do. So I stepped inside to take a look around and gauge the situation, with the warning email fresh in my mind. I stepped into the back door, into the kitchen. It was very clean, and there was nothing out on the counters, and no table and chairs or anything. That is to say, it did look like somebody was living there. Sorry, it did not look like someone's living there. It had been kept up and cleaned, but looked empty. Looking out into the apartment, I could see that there was no setup as a living space. A large window with sliding glass was between the kitchen and living room, and I could see what looked like a large table out in the living room area. SG65 said something like, "This isn't where I live. A friend of mine used to run a doctor's office here. I maintain the building for him. It's private though. We have the place to ourselves." Weird, okay? He shut the back door and locked it with a keyed deadbolt. The kind you would need a key to open, even from the inside, and put his key back in his back pocket, saying, "So, what do you want to do?" At this point, my danger senses spiked. This is not a normal home, and why has he locked the door like that? It's not necessarily suspect. A lot of people have that sort of lock on their doors. And the door has a window, so it even makes sense. Still, something is not right here. I can tell, and now I'm locked in. I asked him why he was locking the door like that, which immediately flustered him. He was looking rather nervous, and his voice was a little wavy and halting, not quite stuttering, but almost. He says, well, we don't want someone to come in and interrupt us, right?" Flashing a weak, unconvincing smile. His demeanour and body language were all I needed to confirm this guy was up to no good, or at least there was something he was hiding. However, I could tell that I was intimidating him. I was not a particularly muscly kid, but I have a larger frame, like even when I'm At my very thinnest, I will still wear size large tops and 36 waist pants. So I look big, which people tend to interpret as being stronger than I really am. Also, I'm not a tough guy at all, but I have a resting facial expression that makes me look like a badass thug. People who don't know me often assume that I'm rough or something. I sometimes use this to my advantage while I can, because before long a new acquaintance will eventually figure out that I'm a total wimp. But this was definitely an occasion to play up the tough guy appearance, and I did exactly that. I put on my best steely face and told him to unlock the door, and that I don't want to be locked in here. He looked for a moment like he was going to pee his pants. Then he says, "Okay, alright, I'll unlock this." He unlocked the deadbolt, and I'll just lock the knob here, and turned the little dial lock on the doorknob. That was fine for me. I continued to stare at him until he says, "I'll leave the keys on the counter, right here." And he set his keys down near the sink. I was relatively satisfied with that answer. At this point, though, my adrenaline was flowing. I almost in full fight or flight mode, but I was kind of stuck in place. The guy was between me and the door. I was freaked out, but this little Weasley did not appear to pose any immediate physical threat to me. I could tell that his pants pockets were empty, and that he was intimidating the living hell out of him. I didn't know exactly what to do. Now, keep in mind that despite my worldly description, this all happened very quickly, without any real long pauses, and it had only been 1 or 2 minutes since I stepped in the door. This all happened at the pace of a conversation. The guy was obviously nervous and trying not to appear so. He says, "Well, let's go in," and walked a wide path around me, through the kitchen into what would normally be the living room, and towards the hall to the right from there. I was familiar with the floor layout. It was very common in this area. The hallway would lead to 2 small bedrooms, with a bathroom in between. I hesitated, thinking I should just walk out that back door and take off, but really, now I was super curious. I knew there was no way in hell I'm doing anything with this guy, but I kind of want to see what's going on here. Also, I'm confident that he can't take me if it comes to a fight, so I slowly headed towards the living room. I felt like I was walking in slow motion from the kitchen entrance. I could see a large rectangular stainless steel table taking up a lot of the living room. I remember thinking, this looks like a surgical table. It looked like it could raise and tilt, and it had a recessed channel running all the way around the edge. In hindsight, I now know what that was. It was 100% a mortician's table. Dude had a mortician's table in there, but at this time I thought it looked like a medical table of some sort. There were some other office type cabinets and stuff around, I think, but now all I really remember is the table in that room. The large front window, looking out onto the street, was covered by vertical blinds that were closed. SG65 said something like, "This used to be a doctor's office." Like I said, come on back here. The hallway revealed the room setup that I expected. The first bedroom door was closed. The second was open to a small, very clean bathroom at the end of the hall. was the other bedroom, which looked like. Hey guys, so that's it for today. I'm sorry the stories were short, and these ones were taken randomly from the True Scary Stories subreddit on Reddit. So probably not the creepiest or best context. I aim next time to use the most upvoted stories from the subreddit. This I know a lot of YouTubers do and usually get some better content. Although I like you enjoy it, and this is just a short video to keep you guys tying over until the better content starts coming through again. And talking of content, if you have any content you think I should narrate or share, please do share this, even if there are stories off the net you found or your own original stories would be even better. Please just comment below and I'll get in touch with you to get these. And please like and subscribe to the channel, guys.